welcome back to my dining room. My room is still full of stuff for packing, so I can't film in there just yet. Well, at all, I suppose, until we come home from Florida. So I'm filming in my living room, just me today. I didn't force my mom to come film with me today. But today I am going to talk about my top 10 favorite festival foods. So I'm bringing back my top 10 series just until we can get through a week where I don't have any more content left of the parks, because I will hopefully be making new content starting Thursday. So that's exciting. So this was, as usual, my friend Christy's suggestion that I do this topic. And for some reason I had a really hard time coming up with top 10 festival foods. I think part of it is just because we haven't been to the festivals in so long because of COVID. Obviously, like that whole year we missed of going to the parks, and there was, not really like the same festivals last year anyway. So I don't know. I had a really hard time compiling this list, so it might be a little all over the place, and I'm probably gonna think of like 5 things after I finish filming that I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that, or what about this? But I am doing this kind of last minute, so I guess this is the list I've come up with for now. A few things on the list my mom did mention as well. Only one thing did she say that I never really had, but I kept on the list because, again, I was struggling to find things. So I'm going to try and break it down by festival. So there's 3 festivals: Festival of the Arts, Flower and Garden, and then Food and Wine. So I have 2 things from Festival of the Arts. If you know me at all and you've watched any of my videos, the first one should not be a surprise. This is probably my #1 festival food, literally of all time. I am borderline obsessed with it. Actually not borderline, I'm just like overly obsessed with it. And it is, and I literally tried to Google the words so that I could figure out how to say it, and I'm probably still gonna butcher it, but it's the almond frangipane cake. Oh, shoot. I literally just listened to the Google pronunciation. I know that's not right, but it's the almond cake. We'll just skip that other word. Layered with raspberry jam and Belgium chocolate. And this is at the Pop Eats booth at Festival of the Arts. And this booth is located, if you're walking into World Showcase, towards the left by Mexico. Like if you're making a left towards Mexico, it's over in that area. I don't even know why I'm obsessed with this cake. I am not a sweets person by any stretch of the imagination. Sweets are not my favorite thing. I really am more of like a salty type person, but I just really love this cake. It's just delightful. It's like layered. It looks cool because obviously Festival of the Arts is meant to be artsy, so it has like different colors in it. There's like red, yellow, blue, different kinds of cake. In the almond cake itself, it's always so like, and I know people hate this word, but it truly is like moist. And it has like this nice Belgium chocolate layer, and then there's jam between each layer, which also is not a thing I would normally like, but I think it's just like that almond kick in there. Oh, it's so good. Every time my mom and I are at Festival of the Arts, it's been like 3 years that we've done this, that we've literally gone out of our way just to get the almond cake, and we've gotten it multiple times every trip. That's how much we're obsessed with it. So then the second thing on my list from the Festival of the Arts is the deconstructed Reuben. So that is at the Deconstructed Dish, which actually didn't get to have this last time I was there, just mainly because we were there at the very tail end of the festival, so we didn't eat a ton at the festival this year. But this is a booth that is, if you go to the right when you're going into World Showcase, assuming that you're coming from like the Spaceship Earth area, Future World, it's to the right in that area. It's not very far past there. And it's a Reuben. It has like a rye popover, corned beef, panna cotta with Brussels sprouts, and Thousand Island dressing. Again, Festival of the Arts is meant to be artsy, so everything is kind of torn apart. And if you look at the pictures, it shows it's like, like the bread is kind of separate from the beef, the corned beef, and the dressings on the side. It's really cool. If I can find a picture, I'll show it to you, but no promises. Actually, I'm probably not going to promise it at all because I don't have a lot of time to edit this video. So we'll see. If I probably don't have time to put pictures in, but I will try to put pictures in if I have them. Or if I have the time. So anyway, I love a good Reuben, but it's just a really unique spin on a Reuben. I think it's really good, and every time I've had it, it's been amazing. So those are my 2 Festival of the Art foods. So from here, I'm going to move on to the Flower and Garden Festival. So I'm going to put a pause on it so I can pull up the Flower and Garden Festival menu so I can tell you what booth these things are at. Okay, so the next two items are from Flower and Garden Festival. And the one is technically not a food, but I'm also a little bit obsessed with this, as are a lot of people I know. I mean, the almond cake is still number one, but this is a very close second for me, and this is the violet lemonade. So the violet lemonade is at the Pineapple Promenade, which I haven't been to this festival in a while, so I think it's to the right if you're walking in from Future World, but I could be mistaken on that, so I apologize if that's incorrect. But violet lemonade is essentially lemonade with violet syrup in it, and it's delicious. I think there's usually like an edible flower on there. I have tried to make a violet lemonade many times at home, and it just doesn't taste the same. I don't know. It's just I don't know what it is that's so good there. I think it's just more dense maybe. I feel like when I make it here, it's maybe I put too much ice in. I don't know. But it's purple, it's cute, it's fun to take pictures with. It's sweet, but to me it's not like so sweet because the violet syrup kind of like tones it down. It's just a really pretty drink, and it's a very refreshing drink to have in the hot weather in Florida, which is nice. So that's the one thing. And then my other thing, and my mom for sure was like, not into this, or really actually no one in my family is Frushi. So Frushi is in Japan. It looks like the booth is called Hanami, which I probably butchered. I apologize. But it's Frushi, so it's literally like fruit made to look like sushi, but it's strawberry, pineapple, cantaloupe wrapped in a sweet rice and a pink soy wrapped with whipped cream, drizzled berry sauce, and toasted coconut. It's so good. I love fresh fruit, and I love like just how like they put a unique spin in it and made it look like sushi rather. I don't really even like sushi, so it's kind of funny that I like sushi, mainly because I don't eat fish. So if I eat fish, I'd probably like sushi, but I am not a fish person, so I'll eat, if I go out for sushi, I'll eat like the sweet potato sushi or like avocado rolls and that type of stuff. So not that you really care about what kind of sushi I eat, but I just think it's so delicious. It's so fresh, like I said. It comes so good with the whipped cream, and everyone else in my family thinks it's weird that I'm like this. My mom like thinks it's like disgusts her that it's made to look like sushi. My brother-in-law, who at one time, he's a chef, he used to at one time like roll sushi for his job, and so he's like not into the fact that it's looks like sushi, and everyone else just, I don't know, they're not into it, but I think it's delicious, and it's probably a weird thing to put on the list, but I, for one, am so excited to have this when we go back down, because I have not had frushi in forever, because last year we weren't at the festival, and the year before we ended up not getting over there because there was a huge rainstorm like on the day that we planned to get there. So it's been like 3 years since I had frushi, so maybe I'm overselling it, it's not good anymore, but I'm probably not. I think it's gonna be delicious. So those are my two items for Flower and Garden, and then the rest of them are gonna come from Food and Wine. So I'm gonna pause again just to kind of pull up that list, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm just gonna restart that last segment because I just did this whole talk about this pizza in Italy, and I'm pretty sure it's at Flower and Garden and not Food and Wine. Because what I was confused is I was looking at the 2020 menu for Food and Wine, but I forgot that was a combined festival. So the last thing I guess on my list from Flower and Garden is the margarita flatbread at Primavera Kitchen, which is in Italy during Flower and Garden. It's a rustic Italian flatbread with tomato sauce and mozzarella. You might think it's silly to put pizza on this list, but I actually thought it was really good. My mom apparently has no memory of it, but I for sure remember eating this, not this last, well, obviously we haven't been to Flower and Garden yet this year, but definitely the last time we were at Flower and Garden, she had it, and I remember it being really fresh and like crispy crust and just really nice ingredients. So that's at Flower and Garden. I just got really confused because I was gonna say, this Food and Wine list is a little tough because I'm going off the 2019 list, assuming that the 2021 list will be pretty similar, but I don't know. And the 2020 list is confusing because it's combined. So sorry if these are a little wrong, but I think that I do, now that I'm thinking about it, remember my mom eating that flatbread in Flower and Garden. So I doubt it's probably gonna be at the Food and Wine in 2021. So sorry about that. So that leaves me with the actual Food and Wine that I'm pretty sure is what is left. So that's what we're gonna do. So I am going to start with the macaroni and cheese. So I know at the combined festival, they had like a full macaroni and cheese booth, but this is not the macaroni and cheese I'm referring to. So the macaroni and cheese I'm referring to is at the Active Eats booth, which in 2019 was in that like Hubgrass area, kind of kind of like behind the, well, actually it's not there anymore, but behind like the Innovations building, like between that area of like Imagination Pavilion, like that kind of a Hubgrass area. So that's where it was that one time. It's loaded macaroni and cheese with pepper, bacon, cheddar, and leeks. And this is actually the first festival food of all the festivals that my mom and I have ever had. And we love it so much. We always go back to that. It's kind of always our first go-to. Maybe it's just tradition, but it's really tasty. It's just like really fresh macaroni and cheese. The leeks give it just a little bit of an oniony taste, and that pepper bacon's usually pretty good, but it's so good. My mom made sure that we put this on the list because that's definitely her go-to. I should mention that my mom doesn't really like going to the festivals because she doesn't really like trying new foods. And she won't be mad at me for saying that. So what we usually do is try to find something that she'll eat first, and then, or take her to, or we'll get like lunch for her, like at like La Cantina in Mexico or something, and then kind of go through the festival ourselves. So that's how it goes. I just described her like a small child, but truly that's how we work the festivals in our family. So that's the first thing. The second thing, and I had a hard time picking one of these things from Canada, is I'm going to go with the soup. So it's the Canadian cheddar cheese and bacon soup served with a pretzel roll. I know you can get this at Le Cellier if you go in there. Same with the wild mushroom brie filet mignon, which I was going to put on my list, but I didn't want to put two things from Canada. It's a close second though. So this soup is so good. It's very creamy. It's rich. I love like beer cheddar or any cheddar soup, which is, interesting to eat when it's like 95 degrees out at the festival, but it's just so tasty, and that pretzel bun is so good. And I like it because it's such a small serving, obviously, it's at the festival, so it's like you don't get super full on it. Whereas if I went to Les Celliers and I ate something there, or I ate that soup there, I think I'd be like way too full to eat anything else. So that's definitely a checkout. Obviously it's in the Canadian Pavilion. Sorry, I'm looking at my computer over here to give you the booth names. The other thing that my mom asked to put on the list is the Belgium Waffle at the Belgium booth. So it looks like actually last festival, combined festival, when they had it last year was, let's see, it looks like they had like a whole waffle booth, but they didn't have a Belgium, it looks like. So Belgium is obviously not a country and world showcase. If I remember correctly, it's somewhere between Italy and Morocco, like that area. And my mom really likes the waffle there with the berry compote and whipped cream. I mean, my mom could eat like a waffle with whipped cream and strawberries every day, so this isn't really surprising that she likes this. I've never had it. I am not a waffle person, so I've never actually tried this, but she says it's very good. So if you like waffles and it's a little bit desserty, then go for it. It sounds like it's a good choice. So that's that. And then what else do I have on my list here? So we talked about the pizza, we talked about the soup, we talked about the waffle and the mac and cheese. So I have two left. Okay. Oh, so this is also probably kind of a weird one to like because it's really kind of simple. But at the Wine and Dine studio, I really, really love this trio of artisan cheese. This is, again, one of the first time festival foods I've ever had, and it just kind of stuck with me that I really like eating it every time I go. So it's at the Wine and Dine studio, like I said, which in 2019, the studio was in that area around Starbucks, where Starbucks is now, where they had kind of built like that more permanent wooden thing kind of along the water to the left of you. So that's where it was, and they usually have like a little pergola area with some shade, so that's nice. So it's just a trio of cheeses, is exactly what it sounds like, but it looks like in 2019 it was gorgonzola with cow and sheep's milk. I don't know how you say this. Artigiano aged balsamic and onion and an Italico. I don't know what those cheeses actually are, but I love cheese, and I really never met a cheese I didn't like for the most part, so they're really good. And the nice thing is, if you want to have an alcoholic beverage with it, you can also pair it with wine. So it looks like at one point it was only $5.50 in 2019, and if you pair it with 3 different wines, so you can get a Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and a Syrah. Oh, I'm really good at pronouncing things. It's only $11.25, so it's a pretty good deal. So really good. Like I said, kind of funky that's on my list, but I really love it, and it's like the perfect little serving size of cheese. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is, and I had a hard time picking like one last thing. There are a few things I could have put on the list, but I definitely think I'm gonna go with and I'm not gonna lie, maybe I've never had this, but I'm reading this and it sounds amazing, so I'm just gonna put it on my list. I think I had it like in 2018 or 2017, but I thought it was brisket, and now I'm reading this description and maybe this is not what I had. But this sounds great, so I'm gonna try it for sure if we go to Flower or Food and Wine in which we should, hopefully in this year, 2021. So it is at the Flavors from Fire, which is the America Pavilion, if I'm not mistaken. And that is the smoked corned beef with crispy potatoes, cheese curds, pickled onions, and beer cheese fondue. I mean, it sounds amazing. Like I said, I'm not sure that I've ever had it, but it sounds really good. I'm looking at the picture that the Disney Food Blog has posted, and it really looks very delightful. So, hold on. I might have just made up that this is even in America now that I'm looking. Give me a minute. No, this isn't in America. Okay. Hold on. I've definitely eaten here, but I think I had the burger, but I'm gonna try this food next time. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm like losing it, but I swear that they had something very similar to this, and it was like a brisket in America, the America Pavilion or whatever, the American Adventure. But I can't even find the American Adventure like listed as a thing that has food. Like, am I nuts? I don't know. And I tried to search brisket and I can't find that either, so I really think I'm just losing it. But anywho, so this Flavors from Fire, if I remember correctly, yeah, it was like some weird like ESPN game day like sponsored booth or something. But this is also in the same area that I was describing, that mac and cheese, so like kind of that hubgrass area. And when I was there in 2019, I had the Steakhouse Blended Burger, which was blended beef, mushroom slider with brie cheese fondue, arugula, and truffle, with blue cheese potato chip on a brioche bun, and that was really, really good, and I for sure should put that on the list because I've had that, but I really kind of want to keep the smoked corned beef that I've never had before because it sounds amazing. Can I keep it on there? And then I'll just try it this year and let you know. Anyway, so that's the end of me rambling on and on for 20 minutes again, I'm sure. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks to my friend Christy again for the idea for this channel. Oh my gosh, this YouTube video. I cannot talk today. I'm getting really excited just thinking about food, to be honest, because I've been eating like very strict diet here at home, and I just want to eat some yummy food. So please comment in the comments with your favorite festival food, or you can give me one from every festival if you'd like, and please subscribe and share with your friends. And next time there's a video up, it will be content from our May trip, assuming that we go, which hopefully is not a big assumption since we're supposed to leave on Thursday. So have a good day, everyone.